Welcome to the Over the Wire assignment for CSC 109. Now, I cannot take credit for any part of this. This is something that I found years ago, and I always thought would be fun to include in class, so I've included it in this one. So, as I said in the little introduction on D2L, this is designed to help you learn and practice security concepts in the form of fun-filled games. You will be completing levels by finding the password to the next level. That is kind of the whole goal here. And all the passwords are saved in files on the Linux server somewhere that you will be accessing. Again, this is not my server, so if something happens, please let me know and I will try to help out as best I can. But as we can see from the link that I have posted on D2L, it takes you to this page that gives you a note, and it just tells you what's going on, kind of how to use things. They tell you about using the manual if you have questions on how the command works. You're also welcome to Google things and find out how commands work that way. That's my personal preference because then I can see it all in a web browser and not have to be panning around in an SSH window. So that's my personal preference, is to Google the commands, not necessarily use the manual built into the terminal, but to each their own. Once you click on level 0 to 1 over on the left hand side of the screen, it will take you to first level, level 0, and it says, password for this next level stored in a file called readme, located in the home directory. Use this password log into Bandit 1 using SSH. Whenever you find a password for the level, use SSH on port 2220 and log into that level to continue the game. Now, I did miss that to get into the game originally, you're going to use this bandit.labs.overthewire.org on port 2220. Now, to get into that, my suggestion for you guys is to use PuTTY, and I have PuTTY right here. Let me go ahead and zoom in on it for you guys. So here you can see my PuTTY session. This is basically what you'll get when you do a default install for yourself. You won't have this 111 or the HP_Z400 there, but you will have this window otherwise. What we're going to do is we're going to copy this bandit labs overthewire.org. Copy that. We're going to paste it up here, and then again make our port 2220. And I'm going to save this as bandit, just so that way I don't have to always come and remember to type this in. And if I click save, it will appear down here at the bottom, which is great. Now, as soon as you go ahead and click open, it will bring up a window. And one window may say security alert, warning you that the fingerprint is not trusted. Do you trust it? And for our purposes, we're going to have to say yes to this. And then it will bring up another window, and it'll say login as. And right now, we're going to log in as Bandit 0. So BANDIT 0, and enter. And it pops this up, and now it's saying, hey, what's the password? Now, as I type this in, BANDIT 0, you will notice that it does not show you anything. That is a security precaution. So yes, it is very annoying not to know what you have typed or how many things you have typed, but that is a security precaution. So I just wanted to let that you know that. So now once I hit enter, it will actually log me to the server. And if we scroll up, we can see it says over the wire, and then welcome to, if you find any problems, report them, playing the game. It tells you about how to play the game, type of thing, a whole bunch of information. Probably would be helpful if you would actually read this. But for my purposes right now, I'm just going to scroll to the very bottom. And now if I do go back to the original, it says, oh, gotta go back to 0 to 1. It says it's in a file called readme. And down here, they actually give you some helpful commands. So it says ls, cd, cat file, du, and find. ls is a tool that lists all of the files and things that you have in the current location. So if I just type ls right now, it shows me that the only file that is in the current directory is a file called readme. Now, if we also look, we could do cd, that is change directory. That's not going to help us at all. We don't have any directories to change to. The file is located right there. So that leads us to cat. If I type out cat and then I type out readme, and I hit enter, it will show me the contents of the readme file. So that is the password right there to get to the next level. Now, one weird thing to me about PuTTY, and this is completely understandable once you're used to working in a Linux terminal, is Control-C, Control-V, those don't work properly. So if I Control-C this right now, it's going to show me a little caret and then a C on the screen showing that I sent the command Control-C, which normally exits out of commands, things that are happening, those types of things. So not the most useful, but if I right click on this, you're going to see it's going to sputter out everything I had highlighted. So right-clicking is your copy in Putty. It's also your paste. So you do need to be a bit careful. So if I hit enter right now, and I right-click again, now it did say not found, it's not actually a command. Even though I have nothing highlighted, it's pasting what was in I had copied. So if I would come back here again and copy, README, I right-click, now it's pasting that. So it does show you, or it does paste whatever you right-click. That is, as far as I'm concerned, specific to Putty. Now, there are other options for SSH that you guys are welcome to use, but for me, I like Putty. I'm used to it. It works just fine. Now, I have logged in. I found the password right here. Let me copy it again just so I don't forget it. All right, and it's going to say, okay, now we're going to need to log into Bandit 1. So if I go to level 1, it's telling me to log in again. I'm going to right-click on the title bar. Now, you could, if I exit out of this, it's like, oh, yes, I want to close the session. Think, okay, now I have to reopen Putty again. And this does get a little bit annoying. And here I have my Bandit. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to say open. And now I've got my login window. So I can do Bandit 1. I would type enter. What's the password? I'm just going to right click. It doesn't look like anything happened. But if I hit enter, it will have pasted that entire password for me in the background. So you don't have to type it all out manually, because that is a lot to type out manually. All right. Now it's saying the next level is in a file it's located in the home directory. So we did quick talk about CD last time, so I'm going to do ls again. Where is this located? Oh, file called dash located in the home directory. So it's just right there. So I can see the file again, but I'm not going to show you how to access this. I'm going to let you guys figure that out yourselves. So that's just a quick how to use Putty. Oh, awesome. If I right click up the top here, I can do a new session, which just brings up the Putty window. So that way you don't have to exit it and then reopen it all right away again. You can just right click and do session at the top. I find that to be helpful. I hope that you guys enjoy this activity that we're going to be doing throughout the semester. Are they going to directly relate to the textbook? No, this is something completely different from the textbook. It's not related at all, other than the fact that I'm getting you onto a Linux computer, using different commands, learning about different commands. So I just wanted to introduce this to you guys, so that way you can start and work on this at your leisure, but make sure that you get everything done by the end of the semester. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you have any issues.